Good afternoon and welcome to this edition of Lunchtime Poetry. I'm Lorie, and today I'll be reading some poetry by author Paula McLain. She's the novelist who has written books like Circling the Sun and The Paris Wife, one of my personal favorites. And she's also got 2 published books of poetry. So I thought that I would read a few poems by Paula McLain today. Be near me. Bleeding as you are, just under the sound of starvation, I want to give you anything plainly, string or makeshift scripture, the ball of torn grass that seems to stand for you. And if I make a nest or cathedral or stack of split and kindred doors, if I pleat my skin so you might reach without blanching, blinking the hard white sun that's stuck somehow between your raw house and mine, anchored and lost, anchored and lost. When I say, tell me how it is, I mean the dark under the dark. When I say be near, I mean please fall and skin something, please. Cry out. This next one's called Processional. Once she was a bride in recurring diorama, a rub of phosphorescence, 2 small sparking shoes. What was her groom exactly? I mean, what was he to her, that double blue suit? At most, a faster hammer, a warmer syllable than the nests of small potatoes or the straw ticking where she crouched to watch a mouse counting her father's teeth, perched beautifully on his white cheek. She'd never been that close to anything. This is how a wedding starts, sometimes, and sometimes with smoke curling, pitching, and no one able to find the doors, a sharp edge to prick the scenery, the bolstering, the lie of it. She's crawling for the ladder, he's scarlet with faith, all his angles igniting. In the straw of her first bed, her fingers itched to touch anything, a father, a mouse, the itching itself, to recast the small crippling thing alive in her. A last resort then. A target, a scheme, something nearer than the summer or the tainted stream. In the straw, she was the manager. In the straw, she was a manger, the manger of herself, magnificently lonely, a cluster of perfect sins. Before she was a bride, she was her whole self. She doesn't know she's always known the way. And then finally, Morro Bay, California, 1974. It takes effort to lie to yourself like that, turning over a sand dollar and not thinking how the sea is one long suck on the black rock out there, the sky gone gray, then just gone. We hadn't learned to swim, didn't know how tired you could get that way, your limbs taking on a taffy feeling as the waves pawed and stretched and took the sea lions off, replacing them with a little foam. We'd never seen the ocean, never felt wrinkled beach sand. How sad it was on our feet. Never slept alone, never wept for any of it, or felt the horseshoe crab tap its message on a paper cup, paper palm turned up. And then there were the fish alive in a soup of moonlight, thrashing out of the bucket, hurling their crushed silver at the other dying fish, sexing themselves to death and making foam. We had to walk on our cold hands to find them, herding them back to the bucket. How this was fishing, I couldn't tell you. Only that we ate the little envelopes of their bodies with salt and breadcrumbs and drove home on mountain roads, tumbling through sleep, salt white and salt gray, all underside. And that's Morro Bay, California, 1974. And that has been some poetry by Paula McLain. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me today for Lunchtime Poetry. I'll see you again tomorrow at noon for more. You can find me at www.manliestlibrary.org. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment on the video or send me an email at lfinger@manliestlibrary.org. Thank you very much. Have a great day and happy Poetry Month.